Manic Expressions proudly presents Vows by James Daniel Walsh.
Hello? Hello, Lucy? Yeah, it's Ted. I just got to the hotel. He said it was the Renter's Inn. Well, this is the only Renter's Inn in Las Vegas, so I assume this must be the place. What's that? Now, speak up. This place is a zoo. I told you what I was going to say to him, and I'm going to straighten that boy out, but good. Don't worry, dear. I'll have him on a plane and back home by supper time tomorrow. Now listen. Did you put out that McCain sign? Why the hell not? Listen, I agreed to fly out here and pick up Mikey, and all I asked was that you put out the McCain sign while I was gone. The man needs all the help we can give him this year against that Kenyan terrorist. What's that? Yes, I do think one sign will make a difference. My God, Lucy, the least we can do for a fellow Vietnam vet standing up and trying to save his country from socialist takeover is put out a damn sign. What? Speak up. Now, Lucy, stop worrying. I told you, I'll handle Mikey. Listen, I gotta go. No, I gotta go. I need to see if I can get a room here, and then I'll find him. Now, you get that sign up, you hear? Okay. Bye-bye, dear.
Good afternoon, sir, and welcome to the Renter's Inn. How may I help you today?
You actually working this noise every day?
Oh, you get used to it.
How's that? Oh, never mind. My name is Parks. I need a room for the night.
Certainly, sir. I'll need a credit card and ID, please.
Here you go.
Thank you. Very good, sir. Here's your key. Please enjoy your stay here at the Renter's Inn.
You look like you're from out of town.
Isn't everyone here? Nobody actually lives in Las Vegas.
I do. I'd be happy to show you a good time.
And exactly what do you mean by that, young lady?
Oh, come on.
I'll suck your cock. Just $50.
How dare you? I happen to be a married man, missy. I should go right back to that concierge desk and have him call the cops.
Hey, man. Sorry. My mistake.
The very idea. You know, I fought your kind, you Vietnamese. I spent 4 years of my youth sloshing through your jungles trying to help you people. If this is what you've made of yourselves, I can see I have wasted my time.
Whatever, man. I'll leave you alone. Just cool it, okay?
Don't tell me to cool it. You think I like being here in this cesspool? I've traveled all over this nation of mine selling floor tile, made pit stops in every major city. And every time Las Vegas came up, I told my boss, no thank you. All the other salesmen, they couldn't wait to make a call on Sin City. But not me. 60 years I've been alive, and I'm proud to say I've avoided this town. Not for my own good son, I'd have made it my whole life.
Whatever, man. Have a nice night.
I will have a nice night. And it won't include you, young lady. Very idea. My God. 4 years I've spent fighting to defend those people, and for what? Fine little kook whores running around my country. When I get that boy home, I'm never going to let him live this down, making me come to this city. Where did I go wrong? I thought I raised him better than this. Mikey!
Dad? What are you doing here?
What am I doing here? What are you doing here? That's the real question.
I'm just getting some ice.
You know what I mean, young man.
Don't call me young man, Dad. I'm 25.
Watch your tone, Michael. I don't care how old you are. You are my son, and you will show me the proper respect. Your mother sent me here to fetch you. After what you've done, I would have just assumed leave you to rot in the filth you've chosen. But I couldn't stand to see your mother cry. She was worried when you were over in Iraq. I told her not to be. I told her my son could handle himself. I told her he was a soldier, born and raised. Still, she cried herself to sleep almost every night. When you came home, it was the happiest I'd ever seen her. Now you've gone and broke her heart, running off like this. She doesn't know what to tell the ladies in her Bible study class. They ask, how is Michael doing? And what is she supposed to say? That you took off in the middle of the night and left us a note? That you're a dirty faggot and you ran off with some fella?
Dad, if you could just hear me out.
There's nothing to hear. You're my son. I have not spent a quarter of a century on you just to have you spit on everything I hold dear. Now go get your stuff. You'll spend the night in my room and tomorrow we'll head home.
Dad, I can't. I'm here with Daniel.
Well, you can tell your friend, Daniel, that you're done with him and his nasty little lifestyle. You're coming home where you belong.
I belong with Daniel.
I don't want to hear this queer talk coming out of your mouth, boy.
Dad, we're married.
What do you mean you're married? Two men can't get married.
They can in California. That's where we just came from. Ever since they started marrying people there, Daniel and I have talked about going.
What do you mean ever since? How long have you been seeing this guy?
2 years. Ever since I got back.
2 years? 2 years you've been living in my house. No job. Doped up all the time because of post-traumatic stress nonsense those doctors have been feeding you.
It's not nonsense, Dad. It's a real thing.
And all the time you've been sneaking around my back so you can bugger some faggot.
If you must know, he buggers me.
Now you listen to me, boy. I don't care what some queer minister in San Francisco told you. You are not married. You're not married in the eyes of God. You won't be married for long in California. The voters will see to that this November. Most importantly, you aren't married in the great state of Nebraska, which is where you're going back to.
You never listen. My whole life I've done everything for you to make you proud. You remember September 11th? I was 18 years old, just starting college. I had my first boyfriend, Robert. That ended when those planes hit those towers. You put me in the car, and without even telling me where we were going, you drove me down to the nearest recruiting station. That was it for college.
Don't give me that sob story. It was your duty to serve your country when it needed you. Besides, you had the GI Bill. You could have come home and gone to college on Uncle Sam's dime. Any time you wanted.
Except I couldn't, Dad. Not after everything I'd seen. Not after everything I did over there.
You didn't do anything. Soldiers follow orders. Sure, mistakes happen, but it's a small price to pay in the service of one's country.
You didn't see them, Dad. The bullet-riddled children. The charred skeletons of women just trying to do some shopping. Killed by a drone piloted by someone a million miles away. You didn't see the fear in a prisoner's eyes when I was told to sick the dogs on him.
Oh, knock it off. You think I didn't see that kind of stuff in Vietnam? I saw a lot worse than you ever did, believe me, boy.
That's the thing, Dad. You saw it and came home and forgot. I can't forget. I see the dead whenever I close my eyes. I dream of gunshots and car bombs. I was off to buy a gun to shoot myself the day I met Daniel. He was so sweet to me. He understood. He encouraged me to find help, to go to therapy. When I'm with him, I'm calm. He helps me to forget. Helps me believe I don't have to spend the rest of my life dreaming of that fucking desert. He keeps me sane, Dad.
Listen to me, Michael. I came home from Nam surrounded by men like you. Apologetic cowards crying like women about how big, bad Uncle Sam made them do terrible things. It sickened me then and it sickens me now. I won't have it for my son. Do you understand me? You're a Parks man. Your grandfather fought Nazis. He liberated concentration camps and saw things you can't even imagine. Did it stick with him? Sure it did, but he didn't wallow in it. He came home, built a family, made a life. When I came home from Vietnam, I could have lived off the government like a bum, but I worked and I saved and I provided for my family. That's what a man does. This is what we're going to do, son. You're going to go to your room, pack a bag, and come home with me. When we get back, I'm getting you a job at Tiles Plus with me. You're not going to see that therapist of yours anymore. I don't doubt it was she who put these queer thoughts in your head. If you need to talk to someone, you'll talk to Pastor McDonald. I have worked too damn long and too damn hard to see you throw your life away like this. Do you understand me?
Yes, sir.
Good. Now I'm going to my room to put my bag away. I'll meet you back here in 15 minutes. Is that understood?
Yes, sir.
Good. Get a move on, boy. Where did I go wrong? Excuse me. Pardon me.
Please step back, sir.
Officer, I'm looking for my son. His name is Michael Parks. Is this his room? Did something happen?
Michael Parks is your son?
Yes, sir.
Oh, boy. Please come with me, sir. Sir, I'm very sorry to inform you that your son has passed on.
What?
Apparently he returned to his room distraught, crying. He locked himself in the bathroom. His companion tried to get him out, but considering your son's mental health, he called 911. Hotel security got here first, broke down the door. Your son cut his own wrist.
That can't be. Well, Mikey wouldn't do that. Mikey wouldn't kill himself.
The paramedics tried to revive him, but it was too late. I'm sorry to say he was just pronounced dead a moment ago.
It was you, wasn't it? You son of a bitch! He told me you'd never approve, but I never dreamed you'd follow him here and kill him!
Sir, I'm going to have to ask you to calm down.
What did you say to him? What did you say to make my husband kill himself? You probably told him to do it, didn't you, you sick fuck? You called him names, am I right? Maybe called him faggot. Told him he was going to hell. You knew how scared of you he was, and you fucking told him to kill himself, didn't you? You motherfucker!
Sir, I'm asking you again. Calm down.
Don't tell me to calm down! My husband was murdered! Arrest him! He's right there! Arrest the murderer! That's right! Run! Run, murderer! Run away! You can't run from hell, though! He's waiting for you, you fucking murderer! You burn in fucking hell, you fucking piece of shit! Murdering fuck!
Bartender, another vodka tonic.
Hey, mister. You look like you could use a friend. Sorry, I didn't realize it was you. I'll leave you alone.
Buy you a drink?
Sure.
What do you have?
A Boilermaker.
Hey, bartender, a Boilermaker for my little friend here.
Thanks. Glad you changed your mind about me.
Well, I could use company tonight. It's been a rough day.
Tell me about it, man. Fucking cops are crawling over this hotel. How's a girl supposed to make an honest living?
They were here for my son.
Oh yeah? Which one was he? The stiff or the crying fag with a funny accent?
The stiff.
No shit? Sorry to hear about that, man.
I spent 4 hours down at the police station filling out paperwork, arranging transportation of the body back to Nebraska. All I wanted to do was get drunk, but then I remember I had to call the boy's mother.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah? How'd she take it?
Oh, about as well as you'd expect. Cried a lot.
But you didn't ask me over here so you could talk about your wife, did you? Where's your room?
Let me settle up the tab and I'll take you there.
Wow. That was awesome, baby. Good job.
Sorry if I was a little quick.
No worries. Did you enjoy?
It was a nice way to forget my troubles, that's for sure.
Fuck yeah, it was.
I used to pick up girls that look like you all the time. When you're stationed in Da Nang, it's pretty much a given you'll pick up your share of whores, or any prostitutes.
Whore's fine. Not a big fan of the fancy words for what I do. So, were those girls like in the movies? Sucky, sucky me, love you, long time? Sort of thing?
Some. A lot of them just seemed scared. They did talk like that. They didn't speak much English. Not like you.
Yeah, well, I've never even been to Vietnam. My mom said that's where my grandparents were from, but she never told me anything about it, and I've never even met them. So I consider myself a good old-fashioned American girl.
Well, in any event, you look like those girls. Like I said, I had my share. The fellas would have thought I was queer if I didn't bed my fair share. Nothing else to do. Anyway, except get drunk. I did a lot of drinking. These young fellas in the Army today don't know how easy they have it. They've got TVs in their barracks, pools on the base. When my son came home and told me about what it was like, I was disgusted. It sounded more like a resort. No wonder the Army didn't make a man out of my boy.
Keep talking. I just need to pee.
Yeah, well, Army was different in my day. Yes, sir, when you went over to Nam, you were dropped right off into hell. Of course, it wasn't like my father's day. Those boys that went over to Europe and Japan, they came back men. Not so much with my generation. Don't get me wrong, there were some good fellows came back and really made something of their lives, like Senator McCain. You gonna vote for him? Yep, some good men came back, but a lot of them couldn't leave their sin ways back in the jungle where they belonged. Came home and kept up their whoring and their drinking. Then there were the whiners. Boy, we sure did have our share of them. My Uncle Bob came home after World War II missing his entire right arm, but you never heard him complain about it. A lot of these Vietnam vets, though, they come home missing a leg or a hand and won't shut up about it. They take up with those goddamn hippies, start protesting the boys that are still over there doing their duty. Shameful. They were a bad influence on those boys fighting over there in Iraq. No sooner did that war start than you start hearing about those boys come home complaining about post-traumatic stress, whatchamacallit. Learned it from those vets that came back from Nam. Those bums just wanted a free health care, and for people to feel bad for them, they complain about bad dreams, nonsense like that. Silly stuff. We all came home with bad dreams. Well, every 4th of July, I break out in a cold sweat knowing I'm going to hear those fireworks blowing up all night. I want to hide away all day. Then when the night comes and the skies light up, it's like I'm back in that jungle. The bombs going off all around me, the boys screaming and bleeding in the mud. I think how close I came to dying. So far from home. And it's enough to...
Sorry, I didn't catch that. What were you saying?
Oh, nothing. Just saying these boys in the Army don't know they've got it. My boy came back complaining about headaches and bad dreams. Made me sick, seeing him act like such a coward. I suppose that was the queer in him. Maybe if my wife had given birth to a boy instead of a princess, maybe he would have come back to me a man.
God, don't even get me started about those fucking G.I. Joe motherfuckers. They come to Vegas when they get home, acting all tough and shit. Yeah, baby, I just got back from Iraq. I killed me a bunch of fucking Arabs. Then they get you alone, and you would not believe how many of them are breaking down crying like little bitches. Right in the middle of fucking. It's hysterical. You can't laugh, though. Some of those fucking guys are crazy. They come back, and they think they're still allowed to kill whatever they want. So they start crying, and all you can do is pat their heads and say, "It's okay, baby."
Yeah, I suppose my son would have been one of those. Not that he'd ever been with a girl like you, or a girl at all, I suppose. He cried a lot, ever since he was a boy. His mother babied him. He'd skin his knee and she'd fall to pieces. I told her she would ruin him. I always told the boy to quit crying. Real men don't cry, I'd say. But like I said, the quality of men has changed. In my day, if I cried over a skinned knee, my father would have taken me to the woodshed and given me something to cry about. You can't do that anymore. One time, I left a mark on that boy. It was nothing. Just a bruise on his arm. I had a counselor call me up to the school. I had social workers all on my back. You'd have thought I beat that boy with a lead pipe. Had to go to anger management class for 8 hours. Bunch of queer talk about feelings and whatnot. Well, after that, I made sure if I had to discipline my boy, I didn't leave a mark on him. Meant coming up with some creative punishments. But I tried. I guess I didn't try hard enough.
Hey, do you want to fuck again, or should I get dressed?
Huh? Oh, you go ahead and get dressed. I'm pretty tired.
You sure? I won't charge for a second go.
No, that's fine. I've got a busy day tomorrow. Got to catch a flight back home.
Okay. You can keep talking while I get dressed. I don't charge for talking.
Well, I'm sure glad to have met you tonight, Carrie. Felt good to cut loose like this. Yeah, I suppose everything will work out for the best. I mean, I didn't really lose a son today. I never would have called that faggot my son. The very idea makes me sick. You know, he left his mother and I a note before he took off. Said he was coming out. Boy, the fancy terms they give these things. When I was growing up, if some queer decided to come out, we would have laid him out like the wrath of God. Now they get parades. My boy actually went to a church over in California and a preacher said he was married to some other fella. As if a queer could know what marriage is. I've been married to his mother for 30 years. That's marriage. You build a life with someone. Build a home. Build a family. That's marriage, boy. Now you got these queers wanting to take that away from us. Makes me sick. I can't imagine anything more repulsive than two men. I don't even want to think about it. These fellas think a preacher says, "I now pronounce you man and man," and suddenly they're just normal people. My God, the state of this country. When a marriage license could be issued to two fellas. Time was... Who could that be?
Good evening, sir. May I come in?
Hey, you're the fellow that rented me the room here. What's this all about, coming and knocking on my door this late?
Get the fuck out of my way, old man.
Hey, what is this?
Shut the fuck up, you piece of shit. Sit your old ass down on the bed and cover up with the sheet. I don't want to be staring at your wrinkled up old dick.
What is this? What's going on?
How'd you like my girl Carrie, huh?
Your girl.
Damn right, my girl. Come here, baby.
What took you so long? I didn't know how much longer I could listen to this old fuck tell his boring-ass army stories.
Sorry, when he called from the bathroom, I was in the middle of renting a room to this traveling salesman from Minnesota. Think we got our next customer tonight.
Listen, I already paid her.
Did I fucking tell you to talk? Did I? You keep your fucking mouth shut and you listen to the news, old man. I want all your fucking money. Every nickel you've got in your wallet. Don't worry about the credit card. You already gave me that when you checked in.
I'm not giving you anything.
Oh, really? You want to get tough with me?
Careful, baby. He was in the army.
No shit. So you're a fucking genuine tough guy, huh? You want to have a go at me?
No, I...
Watch him, baby. I'm gonna go through his bag.
You listen to me. I thought...
You thought what? You dickless freak. You thought I gave a shit about you? I let you fuck me for 30 seconds, and then I listened to you talk shit about where I come from. I was just waiting for a real man to get up here. My man. And if you make a fucking sound, you'll be as dead as your son. You got it?
$60 fucking dollars? That's it? I broke a sweat over your wrinkled old ass for $60? Come on, baby. Let's go find some other chump.
Bye-bye, G.I. Joe.
Yes, dear, just waiting for a cab. Not a wink. As if last night couldn't get any worse, I fell down the stairs. I'm pretty banged up, but I'll be okay. No, I don't need to go to the hospital. Lucy, I'm fine. Would you just drop it? I don't want to talk about it. Because I'm fine. I just want to come home and put this whole ordeal behind me. Dear, stop crying. Would you please stop crying? This isn't going to bring him back. Lucy, I've got to go. My cab is here. I'll call you when I land. Goodbye.
You lied to your wife about the cab coming so you didn't have to listen to her cry for her dead son. That's about the worst thing I've ever heard a human being do.
Oh, it's you. I've got nothing to say to you.
I suspect not. What happened to your face?
Not that it's any of your business, but I got knocked over by a boy on a bicycle last night.
That's funny. I just heard you tell your wife you fell down some stairs. I heard a rumor about this hotel. I heard that a pimp works here as a bellboy or blackjack dealer or some such thing. He has his girls target older married men and then he robs them. It's the perfect crime. After cheating on their wives, the men are not likely to call the police.
Why are you telling me this filthy little story?
Just making small talk.
Well, if you don't mind, I'd rather not be seen talking to a degenerate like you.
That's fine by me. No, it's not fine by me, actually. I have something to say to you first.
More accusations about how I murdered my son? So I'm not interested.
No, that's not it. That's not what I want to say. It's not what Mikey would want me to say. I've known him. I knew him better than anyone. I believed that. And one thing I knew about Mikey was that he feared you. He feared disappointing you. That's why he joined the army. That's why he did everything, was to make you proud. I was the first selfish thing he ever did in his life. He loved me. Oh, you have no idea how much he loved me. He didn't care what anyone thought about it, who it might hurt. He wanted me. Wanted me so much that he asked me to marry him. And he didn't care what that did to his relationship with you. For the first time in his life, he had a cause he believed in and was willing to fight for. He fought for us. But they talk about you constantly, Mr. Parks. He used to sneak away in the middle of the night so he could slip back into his bed and be there in the morning when you woke up. Almost left him because of you, many times. I didn't want a boyfriend who had to sneak around like he was doing something wrong. I used to say to him, why don't you just tell your father the truth, and if he can't handle it, then hell with him.
What did he say?
He said he couldn't do that to you. He said he loved you too much, respected you too much. Before I came along, all he ever wanted was to make you happy. His estimation of who he was lived and died with you. In the end, that's why he married me. He said the lying and sneaking around was disrespectful to you. He said he had to give you a chance to accept our love, or else he was shortchanging you. I suppose he wasn't shortchanging you after all, was he? So you know what, Mr. Parks? I'm not going to hate you. I want to, but I'm not going to. Out of respect for my late husband, I'm not going to think upon you with anger. Mikey would have wanted me to see you as he did. So I will never speak your name in anger. I will never badmouth you to anyone. If I hear that you have passed away, I will mourn you. That's what your son would have wanted, because he was 100 times the man you will ever be. The most wonderful man I ever knew. And the only good thing you ever did with your life.
Get the hell out of here, pervert.
I'm sorry for the loss, Mr. Parks. I think this trip cost you so much more than your only son. It cost you whatever scrap of soul you had left.
Know-it-all faggot. What does he know? Oh, what does he know about anything? He doesn't know me. He didn't know my son. He didn't know my Mikey.
Vows starred Mark D. Nicholson as Ted, Patricia Miranda as Carrie, Madi Mali as Daniel, Benjamin Robitel as Mikey, Liam Higgins as the concierge, and Tim Dunn as the police officer.